Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Julie. Julie is from California in the USA. So let's see what Julie has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Olá, tudo bem?
Do you speak Portuguese?
Falo
Poquito.
poquito,
Pouco.
poquito, poquito. Apenas algumas palavras.
And why Portuguese?
I dated a gentleman from Portugal, so I picked up a few
Ah,
Portuguese words. Yes.
I see. So how are
Lovely
you
to
today,
see you.
Julie? How
I am
you too?
fantastic.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
So far, so good. I've been looking forward to our conversation. It's sunny here in Southern California. Life is good.
Amazing. So tell me, what's the biggest joy of waking up in California every morning?
Well, I grew up in Seattle, which is gorgeous, the Pacific Northwest. It's amazing. And as everybody knows, our weather can be challenging. It rains a lot there. It actually rains more than it does in England. Can you believe that? We
How
get more
come?
rain. Yeah. Isn't that because we lived in London for 4 years? I'm so jealous you lived there. We loved it. And Seattle rains more than London, which is unbelievable. So waking up in Southern California where it's sunny most of the time is such a gift. We love it.
And why California? Why the change from Seattle to California?
Well, definitely a lot of different paths along the way to finally get us back down here. But both of us have jobs that, I'm an actor, so Southern California, especially if you're film and television, is the place to be. I've lived here before, and now it's kind of a full circle moment. And my husband's job, is great down here as well. So we will be staying. I think this is our home for quite some time. We love it. We're happy to be back.
Um, okay, Julie, so let's start the interview talking about your career as an actor and a model as well, an
Yes.
athlete. My God, you do a lot. So tell me a little bit how everything started.
Gosh, it's as we all know, especially in this industry, it looks like a big bowl of spaghetti. There's never a straight line to anything. It's just all these different paths. But I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be a performer. I think my family would definitely agree with that. Dancing on the fireplace and singing, and I took dancing classes and started dancing at a young age, and then modeling at 13,
Wow.
and yeah, and I was always in love with movies. I mean, I've watched movies with my parents and with friends, and I love the classics, which I still do. And so I think just all of those influences. My mom was a singer. She made a record when she was 18 in the
Wow.
60s. My dad was a photographer. So definitely they didn't pursue it professionally, but definitely creative threads throughout the family. Um, and then I got my first talent agent at 18, and I went to a year-long acting course, Lee Strasberg, he teaches method style acting. And they brought this program up to Seattle because we really didn't have anything at that time that was really geared towards film and television. We have more commercial and corporate and things like that. And so that really started the that those rumblings of this is yes, I'm on the right path. This feels good. This feels like home. I think this is definitely the path I need to stay on. So then acting became a thing, and I just kind of dabbled in all of it. Always played sports growing up and danced in a troupe that performed in Seattle, and we would travel. I then went to work on board Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines for about 7 years
Oh
and
my
was a
God.
dancer. I am a dancer on board. Like I said, that bowl of spaghetti, it's all these different paths, which I absolutely loved. I highly recommend, especially if you're younger and really don't have any commitments. If you can get a job on a cruise ship for a while, it's pretty spectacular. I still have friends all over the world from that time.
Wow.
And yeah, and then when I left Royal Caribbean, that was my first bout with sort of coming down to LA, everything packed in my car. It looked like a movie. I drove down, could barely see out of the back window because all of my clothes and everything was packed so high, and just kind of headed to Hollywood. And I mean,
Oh,
back then we didn't have social media, no cell phones. So it was, you're really, I mean, talk about hustling. You really had to try and figure out how to make contacts, find where the acting classes were and where the other actors were because you couldn't connect online at all. So, we were looking through the phone book, William. That's how long I've been doing this. We were looking through the yellow pages to find acting classes.
Wow. It's interesting you saying about working a cruise ship. Actually, I worked as well in a cruise ship
You did?
for Disney Cruise Line, for Disney Dream. So I did
Oh,
just one contract. However,
yes.
I wasn't in the entertainment group. However, I was doing food and beverage. However, I was fascinated with those shows, the performance. Every night they had different performance. I was like, oh my God, I just wanted to be there as well. I was like, oh my God, what I'm doing here? I want to be there as well. I think
Yes.
it's working a cruise ship, as you know very well. It's hard.
Mhm.
However, it's one of the best memories of my life. I've known people for all over the globe. We became friends, a family. I think it's ship life can be it's hard. However, it's a gift who had the opportunity to do at least once in their lifetime for sure.
Yes, I agree. And it's such a unique shared experience. I mean, it's
So,
hard to explain it to anybody else who has not worked on a cruise ship. And it's not the same as cruising on a cruise ship as a passenger. What
so
goes on behind the scenes is pretty incredible. And I'm so happy to hear that. That's
yeah.
amazing. I bet you had the best time.
Oh my God. And I remember like I was already living in London and I went for a short contract and I wasn't sure because I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do in Orlando? I had no experience. I said, you know what? Let me do it. I had a manager. He said, William, trust me, you're going to work really hard. However, it's going to be the best time of your life. And he was so right. I'm so
Yes.
glad I did it. When I was younger, of course, after that, I wouldn't do it again with my age right now because I know how hard it was. However, I'm so glad I did because, working for Disney, actually, I never thought one day I would for Disney Cruise Line. I was like, my God, it's great that those life memories, life opportunities that we embrace it. And it's just about making connection, creating memories. And, it's
Those
memory.
special chapters where sometimes you don't even realize how those are going to attach themselves to your future and how you look back and go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that's really
Yeah,
helped with this thing up here, being
totally.
on 24/7, being good with
Absolutely.
people, ad-libbing, yeah, all of that. Oh, I'm so glad we have that shared experience. That's amazing. Not many people I can talk to about this other than, other shipmates. So
Amazing. Okay, Julie. So during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey. Okay?
wonderful.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in
I
life? Experience.
bring that magic box, William. Ready.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Full of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Mhm.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the interview, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
Amazing. And it's a good question for you. If you could live anywhere in the world, where that would be and why?
Honestly, right now, I'm going to say back in London.
Why is that?
We lived there for 4 years and just moved back to Southern California about 2.5 years ago. And I hadn't been before we moved. And
Mhm.
I knew that I was going to love it. I just had this feeling. Those are my people, William. Growing up with a Scotch, Irish, English name, last name, family members, that kind of wit, that humor. I just got the Brits for sure. Um, I just loved everything about London. I was able to work there, first of all, which was great. I had an agent and did some wonderful, film and television projects. Aside from that, just the culture and the pub culture and just the beautiful buildings. And again, you grow up in the United States, our history is so very, young compared to European history. And so you're just discovering, and I traveled a lot, but every country has its own beauty and
Totally.
uniqueness. And London was just cool. I mean, there's all these different little, as you know, all these different cool neighborhoods. And no matter how many times we went into the city, we barely scratched the surface. We
Totally.
wait, where was this? You know, where did we, how come we hadn't found this? And the food, and I mean, just everything about it. I absolutely love London and hope I get to work. I still have an agent there, so I'm hoping to work more. That would make my heart so happy.
So tell me when you arrived in London, tell me one situation or a moment that you felt like, oh my God, I'm in London now. I can feel London, and also tell me something about London that you didn't know that London somehow taught you.
Ooh, great questions. Good magic box, William. I would say the first part of that question, when I felt like, oh, I'm in London, was riding the tube.
Oh
Right.
wow,
Yeah. Riding the underground, right? It's so massive. It's
yeah,
clean, it's efficient most of the time. And we just don't have anything like that in the States. I mean, New York's probably the closest as far as a large tube, but it's still very different. So riding the tube, the subway, I really felt like a big grown-up city girl. And the one thing it taught me, I think, maybe community.
okay,
There's a very special community in London. And again, yes, it's segregated in a way. Of course, you're going to have a beautiful, Jewish community and the Ukrainian community and the Romanian community.
yeah,
And somehow they all, so, you're welcome. And at least I always felt this way, sort of welcome in everyone. I want to go have lunch over here. I want to go shopping over here. I have a job over here. And I just loved the feeling of being able to wander in between all of these different cultures and neighborhoods and feel like I wasn't a foreigner in a foreign land, even though I was. It was great.
how about the accent or the words? Tell me one word that you found very interesting or very unique or different.
Well, the one I still use today, as I say all the time, and my friends laugh, I say done and dusted. It's done and dusted. Yeah,
Oh,
I love the English phrases. I just think they were so. And I've had some English friends before I moved, so I knew
right.
some, but I definitely brought back a few that I love. I love the accent. I love the way they phrase things, and just some of the obviously the slang. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
I think London is an explosion of colors, of people. You know, it's interesting walking around London, and you hear so many different languages, people expressing themselves through colors, through arts. I think, my God, arts in London is just like, my God, you breathe like arts everywhere.
Yes, and that was one thing that I tell people this a lot with London because obviously here in the States, if you are, a singer and you're a theater actor, you tend to, head towards New York. If you're about film and television, you head out west to LA, where London has both. I mean, it's just this beautiful combination of, the
Yeah,
West End. I saw every show I could possibly get a ticket to, and obviously so much film and television and American productions are even filmed over there. So
right.
that was one thing I love too, is that it's this perfect combination of our, New York and LA.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie from California. Next question is, ooh, tough question.
Oh.
What has been the lowest point of your life?
Oh, William. I would say when my dad passed away,
Hmm.
as far as not experiencing that kind of grief ever. I mean, you have ups and downs in life. That's what builds character, and that's life in general. You're going to have that. But I think when he passed away, losing a parent, I was only 28, he was only 58, very young,
Yeah,
had cancer. It's such a blow to the system, and everybody processes grief so differently. And we were very close. I mean, it was such a beautiful father-daughter relationship. We had a lot in common. We kind of got each other. We were a close family, but also, I was close to him. And yeah, that it just really struck me. So many different aspects. You think, your parents are your superheroes. This is not going to take my dad out. How can this, watching him slowly sort of deteriorate with this disease, and you just think this is not how he's going to go down. It can't be. And then when they do leave this earth, there's such a hole that's left. And, again, you have to sort of go through this process. And yes, it does get better, but that hole is always there. I can't talk to him. I can't hear his voice unless I play a past recording or something. I can't hug him. And, he would, I know he's watching out for me. I definitely believe that he's my guardian angel now, but he'd just be talking to him about all those travels and what my life looks like now, and he would just get such a kick out of it and love every minute of it. So that was definitely a really dark time for a good few years of just sort of rattling around thinking, I don't even know what to do with myself or how to process. It's such a massive emotion, grief. And I
Yeah.
feel like it propels you to live for them. Like it gave me permission to take more chances. Like he can't do this now. So I'm going to travel more. I'm going to move to the city I want to move to. I'm going to take chances and make decisions that I feel like he probably would have really enjoyed. Or
Yeah.
just the idea that taking, life by the horns and not letting a single moment drift away, because you realize how short and fleeting it really is when that hits you in the face. And so you
Totally.
just go, okay, I have to do this now for him, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
Amazing. And the opposite side of the question, tell me what has been the happiest point of your life or one of the happiest memories in your life?
Oh gosh. Honestly, maybe right now. Yeah, I mean, I've had so many along the way, really. We'd have another 6 hour show just to talk about fun things, right? Life can deliver some really amazing, but I feel like right now, I'm big on the word alignment. So aligning sort of everything that you have been wanting and seeing it come to fruition, whether it's
Right.
career, a happy marriage, being in a beautiful place that we've sort of, our goal was to get down here, and all of the things that have happened to lead up to this very moment. I feel like we're in the right place at the right time and just super
Right.
happy. Super happy.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Julie, before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of acting when you are performing your talent? Tell me the feeling of it.
Oh man, it's an adrenaline rush, I will say. And it's a feeling of, again, kind of going back to that word alignment, where I feel like this is absolutely the path that I have always meant to be on in whatever aspect that looks like. And when you're on it, you're just going, yeah, this is
Mhm.
it. Like I love the creative process. I love being with other artists. You feed off of each other, and there's a certain energy and a vibe to artists and creatives. I love I can be very regimented, and I can also really go with the flow. And there's always both of those on a set. You've got to get stuff done. There's money here, to be made, and you need to be on time and be professional. But also, you laugh a lot and you improv and you have fun and you're creating a beautiful story that you want to share with other people. And every time I always try and I wish I could bottle the feeling of when I'm driving home from set. Because when I'm
Uh-huh.
driving home from set, sometimes in silence, sometimes I'm cranking my 80s music. This feeling that sort of washes over me, I always say to myself, yes, like if affirming this is exactly why I do this. I don't really get this high from
Oh,
anything else in my I love all these other aspects of my life, playing sports, dancing, all this stuff. But when I'm coming home from a set, and I've just done what I think is, we just did something beautiful. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's the right place to be. It's just it's this incredible from head to to toe feeling that comes
am-
over me. Yeah.
amazing. Okay, next question is, if you could instantly master a new skill, what that would be and why?
I would love to be an a just an amazing horseman.
Okay.
I love horses. I've ridden them several times. And I would love to just know my way around riding a horse. Like when I see that on TV and just full on a full run, and they're barely moving their body. I mean, I would be my buns would be bouncing all over that horse, William. But when you see someone who has been around horses their entire life and they just saddle them up and they, and they know exactly how to control, and there's this beautiful partnership. And I just think horses are so powerful and angelic and just amazing creatures. I would absolutely love to know how to ride
Wow.
professionally. Yes.
What's the biggest joy of being Julie? What do you like the most about being?
Ooh, you're good, William. You know what I love, what I am happy about is that I'm always really curious. I'm a very curious person, and I don't think I've ever lost that.
Mhm.
Even with being older and maybe things happen or don't, I think I've actually probably gotten more curious. I just think people are amazing, their stories. I think the world is amazing. The more I travel, the more I want to travel. I mean, I think it brings me back to being a child. I think about before the world kind of tells you what you're supposed to think and believe and projects all of its stuff onto you, and you have to try and weed that out for the rest of your life. Go, no, I don't really think that. No, I do believe that. You're just a curious kid who's kind of
Amazing.
fearless and beautifully naive, right? And I want to always have that. Again, whether it's work or travel, I want to walk around the world going, wow, this is something, right?
Totally. I think
Yeah.
being curious, it's amazing. You learn so much with curiosity. I think being curious about everything could be anything so simple. It just changes you. You've learned a lot and it just makes you a better person every day. Curiosity for
And it
sure.
also it also keeps you wanting to do more. If you're
Yeah.
curious, you want to learn how to ride a horse, you want to speak another language, you want to take a new dance class. It keeps you growing and moving forward, I think, curiosity.
And what will be the title of your memoir?
Oh, well, I think it would definitely have to be something around travel because I do travel right and take photographs and document that. So I think it would be a model traveler, which is my travel business name. I would have to think of a good subtitle for that though. And
I love
I think it would be sort of an accumulation of short stories as opposed to maybe a memoir, but that would be woven into these short travel stories and what I learned along the way as a model traveler.
amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it.
Okay, do it.
Next question is, what was the last message that you sent and you received on WhatsApp? You don't need to disclose the message, of course, but if you can tell which one was the last one you received and you sent.
On WhatsApp, it would be our old landlords in the UK.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, because I don't use it very often, but it's usually for international,
All right.
friendships and chats. And it was, I think, a happy Boxing Day. Merry Christmas, happy Boxing Day, because we were renting this beautiful 16th century farmhouse when we lived there. And our
Wow.
landlord had an extension and lived on the same property. And we still do. We adore them, loved our time living near them. They were wonderful people, and still we still chat back and forth.
Wow. Julie, when you think about life, what's the meaning of life for you?
Oh gosh, it really depends, doesn't it? I think just in general, it's kind of trying to understand the assignment, and that's what I always say. If I'm meeting God at the pearly gates, I just want him to say, "You understood the assignment," and whatever that means. And I think for me, it's just again being in alignment with what you are meant to be doing on the inside, projecting that onto the outside, and also sharing that with other people. I think keeping all those things to yourself is a disservice. Sharing and being able to help, whether that's through your gift of artistry, if you have financial, blessings, bless other people with those. If you are somebody who's just capable physically, how can you help other people? I did a volunteer trip one time to Costa Rica, and that kind of sparked a very small thing in me with travel is that even something so small. I mean, I went thinking, I don't know what I have to offer, but we helped build this beautiful building for these women that wanted to work and be sort of independent from their spouses and bring their children after work to be able
Oh,
to work and have a space, safe space for that. And it just felt, wow, being physical, doing something for someone else that for me, I didn't know if it was helping for them. We just had this beautiful relationship and sort of this common ground, even though we barely spoke the same language. And so I think just in life in general, finding those moments where you can pay it forward, being the best that you can be, never stop being curious, never stop elevating your own energy and your own education so that then you can pass that on to other people. You
oh,
know, I just feel like, yeah, being your best version so then that you can help others be and lifting people up. You're looking down on someone, pull them up to your level. Someone has
I,
done that for you.
I think helping others overall, it's about helping yourself in the end of the day because it's going to
Yes.
come back to you in a double proportion. You know what I mean? I think it's amazing for us to be able to, it doesn't need to be a big help, anything, you know, helping someone to carry their, you know what I mean, their shopping bag, or could be anything. I think those little gestures come back to us in a way that you're not even expecting. Yeah.
Yes, and there's a great quote, I think, by Confucius, and it just says, "Man who's wrapped up in himself makes a very small package." And I just thought, isn't that great? Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is, we all get caught up in our own world, and oh, and you don't, sometimes you don't meaning it to be selfish or, conceited. It's just that's the nature of life, my job, my existence, my small world. And you forget that, man, there's so many people out there who just need a phone call and go to lunch with them and see how they're doing and just get your mind off of your own stuff. It's easy to sort of have a pity party for one, and that's not going to get you anywhere. The more you can spend time with other people and realize we're all kind of living the same parallel struggles and challenges and beauty, then yeah, it makes you feel more of a part of something than just sitting alone on your island, right?
Amazing. Three questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right, before the next question, let's do a little game. So let's pretend that you've got in your hands the biggest budgets in your hands. So you're gonna put together, let's say, a project, could be a movie, a scene, a short movie, or a play, and you're gonna be on it as well. And you can cast anyone to play your mom on this project, any other to play your dad. At the same time, you can cast anyone to play your romantic partner, your love interest, and also a big boss, a big, let's say, producer or creator in the world to help you to put all together. So tell me those names.
My gosh, William, this is a big bad question. I love this. Wow. Okay. Um, oh, gosh, this is going to be hard. Can these people be either living or deceased?
Anything
Okay.
yeah.
I would say the big boss, I might have a couple people for this. I'm kind of on a female, like all female cast right now, directors and producers. I would have to say Helen Mirren,
Just
Dame
one.
Helen. Oh, okay. So
But she's gonna be the producer. She's gonna be
yeah,
the
she's going to be the producer. She's going to be the producer.
okay.
I would say for my mom, it's going to be Dame Judi Dench.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh, she also kind of looks like my mom. Like she has such a sweet little face, and she has a cute pixie haircut. And I saw her on stage one time, and just listening to how, yeah, how beautiful she is. So Judy, Helen, he just passed away, and he was one of my favorite actors and my dad's as well. So to play my dad would be Robert Redford.
Wow.
Yes, Robert Redford for sure. I have a special place in my heart. Okay, who am I missing? My love interest.
Yeah.
Oh, William, this is going to be a tough one. Do I only have to pick one? Can I pick several? Am I
No,
that kind
just
of
one.
gal? Okay. Oh gosh, this is the hardest one. That's such a great. You know who I'm going to pick only because I love funny men, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
'Cause, I mean, he's a cutie. Let's be honest. He's a cutie and has great abs, but he's really funny and he's just sarcastic and kind of glib. But he also does romance really well, and he has that
Yeah,
vulnerability and sweetness to him. So yes, you let him know that I'm on the lookout. If we could let Helen know and Judy and
don't worry,
put the word out.
don't worry. All of them they are watching this interview right now, and the question hasn't finished yet. Now it's gonna be even tougher now.
Okay. Oh no.
One day, you're gonna wake up in the morning having three missed calls on your phone from all of them you just mentioned right now. You just can call back one straight away. You're gonna send a message back just to one, I'll call you back later, and the other two you just ignore for now. I know.
Okay. This is going to be such a crazy answer. I'm going to text back Robert Redford because I'm going to have him talk with my dad.
Oh, that's a sweet answer. I love it. I love it.
Right? Yeah, I'm just going to have to manifest that the other ones will call me back, even though I ignored their call. They're still here living. I'm going to leave that in the universe's hands that they'll call back. Right? They're used to people being busy. They'll call back. But Robert, he may not be able to call me back from that far away, and I need to get a message to my father. So I'm going
I
to call
love,
Robert back.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great. Next question is, what is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Oh my gosh. Ice cream.
Any particularly flavor?
Anything with caramel or toffee.
Oh my God. Did you try stick of pudding in England? The stick of pudding is
Oh,
my
oh
favorite.
yes. Oh
My favorite.
yes.
Wow.
100%. The
Yeah.
sweets, the sweeties and the goodies in the UK are off the charts. Yes. 100%. I had to stay away, William, because they were
I
so good.
know. It's very
Yes.
dangerous. Stick of
The
pudding with
cheese.
the double cream on the side. Double. Oh my God.
Yes,
It's
you do
danger.
the
Very
Dexter
dangerous.
cream.
Very
Yes, the
dangerous.
scones and the chocolate is better. And the what was I going to say? Oh, the just the baked goods in general and the cheese. Whew.
Yeah.
Yes, I miss a lot of those things. So yeah, I think I mean there's a lot of foods that I love for sure, but if it didn't no calories involved, ice cream every day.
And there is something that you don't like to eat or you cannot eat at all. There's something that's not your taste.
No, not really. I'm kind of open to everything. Yeah, I've always had a pretty broad palate, and then travel probably just expanded that, even more. But I've never been too much of a picky eater. I'll eat anything, at least once.
I'm the same as well, actually. I just cannot eat very spicy foods.
Okay.
However, when it's too spicy, not that I don't like it, it's just because I cannot enjoy the taste because it's too spicy. And I guess,
Yes.
it's a bit, but I can eat spicy food, not a problem at all. However, if it's too spicy, I lose a little bit of the taste of it somehow.
Yes, it should enhance it, right? Not cover it up. And I'm with you
Yeah,
on that because I like spicy food too, but there's a point where all I taste is the spice, and now you've
yeah,
lost the other flavors.
totally. Two questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, next question is, good question. If you could meet yourself when you were 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself at the time?
Oh gosh, keep going. Just
Oh,
keep showing up. It it's all going to be better than you could have imagined. May not always happen. The timing. Just be patient. It's going to be wonderful, and you don't ever give up.
tell me a person, Julie, in your life that when you are feeling the lowest for some reason, you feel like, okay, I need to share this moment with this person. At the same time, as well, when you're feeling the happiest, the greatest, you feel like, oh my God, I need to share that energy with this person. Who comes to your mind?
Oh, my husband.
Oh,
Yeah, my
sweet.
husband Clyde. He's awesome. We've been together almost 20 years, married almost 19, and he's my best friend for sure. I mean, we're very different personalities. Our jobs are very different, but we have so much in common, and we love to do a lot of the same things. And we're good balance. Like he's very grounded, and even for his job, and it's just soft spoken and honest and solid like North Star. And
Right.
I'm like, woohoo, the court jester and, high energy all the time. But he goes with the flow, and we've learned a lot about each other, and have a really beautiful mutual respect and friendship. And he's so excited for me, and he knows how hard I'm working, so he's such a great support. So he'd probably be very upset if something really great happened or I was bummed and I told someone else. He'd be like, wait, what the hell, what am I, chopped liver? So yeah, I
Okay.
would want to tell him.
Okay, so your husband, he's watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send him a message. What would you say? He's watching.
Oh, he's going to watch too. Okay. I'll try and keep it together. He's just my rock and my North Star, and he just keeps everything. I make sure we have tons of fun in this life and just rock
Mhm.
that boat. And then when it's necessary, he makes sure the boat is steady, right? But we're both always rowing. How about that? We're both a good team and we're
Love it.
both always rowing. Nobody is not pulling their weight. And yeah, he's just so romantic and
Wow.
adores me. And so it creates such a beautiful space to adore each other and have a really, good partnership. I'm so happy he found me and I found him.
Beautiful. I think when we meet someone that cherish for our success, for our, you know, uh, joys in life, when they are there clapping, when they are there supporting us, pushing us to the best of ourselves, trust me, they are the right people for sure to be around us.
Yes. That's the
Yeah,
whole point. Why would you want to spend every day with someone, live
totally.
with them, right? And have you not be that person for you. They have to be or they should be.
Totally. Last
Yeah.
question. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Julie, before the last question, I'm sure, through your career, you have moments that you're never going to forget, that, they were very special for you. But tell me a moment that for you, you go like, you know what, this moment in my career, I will always remember for any reason.
I'll tell you, a lot of it's because it didn't happen that long ago. We were living in the UK, and I
Mhm.
got an audition in London for a thriller. Here's some sides, here's some couple pages of script, head on down, and well, it ended up being a thriller directed by John Carpenter. Yeah, master
Wow.
of master of horror, John Carpenter. And I didn't know that at the time. And so I went and did the audition, went home. Maybe 6 weeks later, I got an email from my agent and said, "Oh, remember that?" And again, actors, we've already auditioned for 40 other things. I don't remember what happened 6 weeks ago. I have to look. Oh, yeah, that's what that was. And I got this email that said they would like you for a callback. Remember we went down for that? Oh, okay, yes, I do. So kind of setting the date, getting ready to go back into London for the callback. Then they called back and said, actually, they want to do a Zoom call with the director. That he's got, a few people he's narrowed down. You don't need to go into London. We're going to do it on. And then that's when the email had attached to it director John Carpenter. And I told my husband, I said, could it be? Are we talking the John Carpenter? Like, I mean, I grew up with John Carpenter. All those thrillers, Halloween and Christine, and come on. And so it was him. And so that moment of signing on to a Zoom call, and here comes his face talking to you like we are now about this project. And the best part of it was he thought I already knew that I'd gotten the part. I thought I was there because I was one of, 3, 5 people that he was narrowing it down. And he said, "Oh, no, no, no. You are her. Didn't they
Oh
tell
my,
you? You don't have a script?" He was so shocked. I'm like, we're going to get this figured out. But no, I did not know. And he said, "I'm going to call you back in a couple days. You're going to get a script and you're going to, you know, you are this part." So then he Zoomed called me, we had a Zoom call again a couple days later, and it's on Peacock now. And they're all based on true stories. These episodes, 6 episodes, all based on true stories. And so just to be directed by him and to have these Zoom calls, it was incredible. I thought, my gosh, check that off the bucket
wow.
list. Yeah. And so that was a pretty incredible, it's such a beautiful surprise. I had no idea. And the fact that I had no idea beforehand that I was
That's what I
auditioning
like.
for him.
That's what
I'm
I
glad I
like the
didn't know.
most.
I'm glad I didn't know. Yeah,
That's
it
what I
was
like the
great.
what I like the most about this story is that you didn't know that you got the part, and
No.
It's amazing. I love that.
The
Wow.
look on his face. What do you mean you don't know you don't even have the script yet? I was like, no, John, sorry. Yeah. Or
Oh
Mr.
my
Carpenter, what do I
God.
call you?
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
great.
great. And I try to act cool too, William. When you're talking to someone who's that famous, you're trying to keep it together,
I
you
just,
know.
I just, I'm just imagining when you hang up the call, the first when you saw him. I can imagine your feeling afterwards, like,
Oh
oh my.
yeah. I hope he couldn't see me through the camera because I was jumping around like an idiot for sure.
Okay, last question is, who was your
Okay.
favorite teacher and why?
Oh, my favorite teacher and why. I had some great teachers. I loved school. I probably say a coach.
Okay.
I had a really wonderful volleyball coach, and her name was Roberta Hasted, and had her all through high school. And she was just a hoot. I mean, she was strict, called us all, by our last name, Stevens, you'd get going. And so it was a great combination of she wanted to push you, and she actually brought our volleyball team to the playoffs and championships,
Oh,
but she had the best wittiest sense of humor, and you could just tell she loved us. She loved her high school girls. Yeah, I'll never forget her. And I saw her later on in life, 20 years after graduation, and she was just as fabulous as she was back then. I will always remember her.
wow. I played volleyball for years as well, back in
Oh,
Brazil as a
you
teenager.
did?
Yes, I did. I loved volleyball. I was playing
Setter,
every
defense,
all of them. I
all
was
of it.
doing all of them. And it's funny
Yeah.
because at the time I was so passionate about it. I loved the volleyball. And actually, I'm so glad that I spent so many years playing volleyball because nowadays I think I brought to my personal life as well. Nowadays I love being as a group. I think as a group, everything I do, I think it's amazing. Made me understand more that you cannot do anything on your own. You need others to get to the final, to the point. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm so grateful for those years playing volleyball because it built the person I am today. I'm so thankful for that as well, for sure.
I think that's one of the things I miss most about being in school is organized sports, that teams,
Love it.
just having those teams and the
Yeah.
camaraderie together and wanting to win together and all of
So,
the warm-ups and the drills, and
yeah.
I loved it too. Yeah, amazing. We have a lot in common.
Right on that, let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say
Oh,
some words, just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
ooh,
Let's start with money,
possibilities.
fear,
Fear. Oh, courage.
life,
Beautiful.
family,
Necessary.
love,
Uh, abundant.
religion,
Um, subjective.
friendship,
Oh, a must.
politics.
Oh, tricky.
I like that. Desire,
Passion.
regrets,
Useless.
success,
Acceptance.
wish,
Dreamer.
happiness.
Happiness. A choice.
I like that. One word for California,
Opportunities.
one word for USA,
Ooh, freedom.
one word for London.
Culture.
And the last one now, acting, one word.
Oh, my soul.
Wow, amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your husband for a coffee and I'm going to ask him, define Julie in one positive and one negative word only. What he would say about you.
Oh my gosh. It's probably the same word, William. Uh, One word, energy. And
Wow.
and his negative might be like energy.
What's your star sign? What's your star
Uh,
sign astrology?
Taurus. Taurus.
Taurus. I see. I
How
see.
about you? What's yours?
Scorpio. I'm Scorpio.
Oh yeah, okay, okay.
Very enthusiastic, like full of energy. You have no idea. Like
Yeah.
I explosion.
We would get along just fine.
Amazing. Let's play now, Julie and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, Julie, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. If you could travel any place in the world that you haven't been to before, city, country, where would it be and why?
Wow, you know what, Julie? I'm like you. I have the same spirit of traveling. I think, when I travel to places, I love to see places, things that people, tourists, they don't see it. They just go to the main points, which is amazing. I love doing that as well. But I love to go in a direction that where just the locals, they know it, they understand. You know what? There's a place that I've never been before, and I can't wait to go there one day because I'm sure when I come back, I'm gonna be a different person. And I tell you which place is that. Japan. I think, the Japanese culture, I always been very fascinated about them. There's something about it that, makes, I don't know, when I see Japanese people, I used to work in a hotel before in London, and we had different nationalities. When the Japanese people they were arriving in the hotel, the way they talk like that, they had this beautiful way of talking, very soft. The approach, the way they talk to you, they look in your eyes. I think that's when I started getting this fascination about Japanese culture. So yes, hands down, Japan. I can't wait to go there one day, and I'm sure I'm gonna come back a different person because I think it's a beautiful culture that I've always been fascinated by for sure. Yeah,
Yes, my husband was stationed there for a couple of years, and he's been trying to get me. I mean, not trying to. I would happily go, just hasn't worked out. But that's one of the places top on the
yeah,
list that he would like to rediscover with me because he loved it so much. The food, the culture, the respect,
yeah.
the
There's
cleanliness, the safety, all of
yeah,
it. So maybe I'll see you there.
absolutely. That would be amazing
That's
in
why
Japan.
travel is so beautiful because you learn so much. It
Totally.
gets rid of prejudices and misunderstandings and assumptions, right? And you just
Yeah.
learn to, yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Julie, did you enjoy the interview?
100%. I knew it was going to be wonderful chatting with you, and you
Oh,
exceeded my expectations. Your energy is so contagious. So
thanks
I
again.
appreciate you, William.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being so kind. When you replied back your message to me, I was like, oh my God, you're so sweet. So thanks
Oh,
again. I love to
obrigada.
see, good one. I love to see people, exploring, spreading their talent, their passion, and through your eyes, I can see how much you enjoy your life, how much you enjoy your passion, your career, and keep going. I think it's the way to go always, for
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I
And
hope to talk with you again.
before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Oh gosh, there's so many beautiful. I'm such a word person, being a writer and an actor, reading words on paper. Words are really important to me. I've got two, if that's okay, if we've got time to share two.
Absolutely, of
One,
course.
especially as a traveler and somebody who's lived a very unconventional life, not all who wander are lost. J.R.R. Tolkien. I just love that. I just think it sort of embodies the taking chances, take that road less traveled. Doesn't mean you're lost just because you're wandering and finding new things and exploring and staying curious. That's one of my favorites. And then the other one is actually by Paulo Coelho, and it's never give up because it's always that last key that opens the door. And I think
Wow.
that's so, I mean, poignant for us actors who just keep showing up. It's going to be that last key. You hear the
Yes.
stories all the time. People almost move back home, to where they're
Yeah.
from. They're going to give up acting and they go on one last audition, and it's this amazing show that has 8 seasons, and they're like, oh my gosh, I almost gave up. You're like, no, that would have been terrible. We would have missed out on your gifts. So
Totally.
yeah, not all who wander are lost, and don't give up because it's that last key. Always the last key that opens the door. Those two are great.
and sometimes just around the corner, just waiting, you know what I mean? Just there, just for you to try one more time. You know what I mean? Just there.
Absolutely. Yep. And so many people give up. I don't say give up, but it is hard. Sometimes you just want to do
Yeah.
something else. And it's
Totally.
right at that cusp. They're just about to have
Yeah.
something wonderful happen and they'll never know because they just had to, you have to leave it behind too soon. And I get that, but I'm way past that point. I have to keep going. I've come too
Amazing.
far.
Thank you so much. And I'll see you one day in London or in Japan or in California, anywhere in the world. You're going to have a drink one day, okay?
Oh, thank you. You're
Take care.
amazing.
Okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bom dia.
Regards.
Bom
Ciao,
dia.
ciao.
Ciao.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.